Honestly, dare I say I might love this song. Like it's I really like it.
Howdy Meowers, my name is Pylon. It's the end of March. You know what that means. It's time to talk about March comeback.
Howdy everybody, and howdy Pylon. You've been here before, haven't you?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not this time around anyway.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad, my mistake. But my mistake. No, we are here to talk about March comebacks. That was not a March comeback. Wait, what if it was?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't mean this March, I just mean a March.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Okay, fine. Well, what were the comebacks for this month? Where are we starting? Like, what are we going to be getting to today? There aren't very many, are there?
There's not very many that we're going to be talking about today, unfortunately. Sorry if we are not talking about some that happened that you were interested in. But, we don't have a lot to get to, but we're going to be starting with Chungha.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Because if you listen to last week's episode...
No. If you listened to last week's episode, you'd be standing blitzers by now.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry, last week was blitzers. If you listened to the week before that, then you heard us dabble in Chungha's sort of comeback a little bit. But now we're here to talk about it like fully.
Right.
For real.
Right. So if you missed our K-pop current events episode, go listen to that because we talked about most of the ones that we are going to be talking about today. We actually did talk about in that current events episode a little bit, even though they hadn't actually fully come back yet. So
then Chungha?
Yeah, Chungha. She had a comeback. We already talked about just, how that must sound. It's great. She's back. She's ready. She had I'm Ready pre-released as a short performance video. And then the title track is called Eeny Meeny, which we said in the current events episode features Namjoo of ATs.
Yes. Now, when we talked about Chungha last time, I hadn't seen any of it. Right. I was like, I don't know, why was I going to check that out? But right. I checked it out now and I started with I'm Ready. Okay, that's not true, actually.
Liar.
Because I watched
Disrespectful.
Eeny Meeny right after we talked about, it last time. And I forgot about that. But anyway, I'm Ready. Let's start with I'm Ready.
Okay.
Because when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is wild. It is definitely the Chungha print, 100%, but I still wasn't quite prepared for it. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it though. I like the pace of it. I think it's, it's really gearing you up.
Yeah, it knew how to make us all feel ready for her comeback.
Yeah, so I like that about it. Were you gonna share your thoughts on it more?
Sure, yeah. I think that, we've all been ready for a Chungha comeback, and so this really built the hype for that. And the full song is great too. It has the Stay Tonight vibe, and it's her brand, it's her style. She's built that style and she's been doing it flawlessly. However, the thing that I'll say about the actual video, it was very jarring to me to have the Eeny Meeny teaser at the end of that video. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? It was such a stylistic contrast that I was not expecting.
Okay, that's fair. Because Eeny Meeny is very different.
Yeah.
It's not that I was that super surprised that she would have something that genre. Maybe she's sort of done that before. I don't really know. I don't know that much of Chungha's stuff besides, the Chungha print stuff. But I still was kind of like, oh, this is interesting that this is the song and it's so different like this. I liked I'm Ready better. I could take or leave this one. It was kind of just, honestly, when the rap part happened, with ATs, I actually thought it was worse at that part.
Oh,
I thought
no.
But it's just the tones and stuff is just not really for me. So, but it's not it could have been 1,000 times worse. It could have been something where I was like, oh God. I wasn't like that. I was just kind of like, oh, okay. That was like the song that she did.
Okay.
I know that sounds mean, but you gotta think, guys, like I wasn't ready for Chungha in the first place. Like I don't ever watch her stuff.
Yeah. I thought it's pretty good. Like I'm kind of surprised, like, you know, because I was surprised by the teaser and I was like, oh, what kind of style is she gonna be coming back with? So I was like a little, you know, not sure if I was going to like it, but I think it's pretty good. And I like the choreography because just like her arm and like finger movements are always so satisfying. You know, like I say that about ITZY.
Mm-hmm.
And like it has kind of the gotta go choreography effect. And it's just, you know, it's very satisfying to watch.
It's like ASMR almost.
Yeah,
Like
it kind of is.
It's very intentional and precise and fitting for the music.
Yeah. And so I like watching her performances of that. However, there is a performance video, and I don't know if you happened to watch that.
I think I did.
Well, I just want to say that, like, it bothers me a little bit because, one, the color palette's not very attractive.
Oh, right. I remember.
Yeah, but
because she has like 2 outfits.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just, you know, like a personal preference. But also, I feel like the camera work wasn't capturing the choreography very well. Like the whole, you know, the part around when she does the slide,
right,
which is really cool and a well executed slide. It's like zoomed in too much, and like I feel like it's zoomed too much, and I feel like it's not, you know, capturing the whole, you know, essence of it very well.
I kind of like, I only watched it once, so, you know, I didn't cross-reference. I'm not saying this after cross-referencing, but I kind of feel like the slide part was just the same as it was in the music video, or close to the same, which, you know, you might be like, okay, this is fine because we already shot this part as choreography for the video. But I just, yeah, I get, because like it's a performance video, you want to like be able to see it.
Yeah.
Like you want to see the performance. So if the shot wasn't, it was still a choreography shot, but it wasn't like something where you could really see it. I feel like, yeah, I would understand getting a new shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the slide was like, she saw anyone else doing a slide at any time in their choreography and she said, nah, I'll show you how to do a slide. Because she slides.
Yeah. But like as far as, you know, Hongjoong's rap feature, I'm not bothered by it, but I mean, I like AT's music, so I guess it just doesn't bother me, but I wish he was there during her live stages.
Yeah. I saw, what did I watch? Was it just a normal live stage? Was it a studio choom? I don't remember. I definitely saw something else, or maybe it's just in the performance video. I don't know. I saw something where it gets to his part and she's mouthing the words.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I like that she is doing that.
Me too.
But it was also at the same time, it's like, oh, so is this what she's going to have to do? Like, because he's not going to be there?
Yeah. Like, that's how it is. And, you know, I've seen it, like, people have features in that, like, you know, actual song, but then on music show stages or something, the person isn't there and it's, like, way more awkward the way they try to make up for that. So this could be worse, but, you know, it's kind of like, this is your title track and you have a person in it, but they're not there. I don't know, but I don't mind his part, and I just think that the song is catchy, you know, and it's got like a deeper sound, like a, you know, it's different for Chungha.
Yeah, it's like low down.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, the more times I heard it, the more I was like, I could like vibe with it, but I still don't think that I would, you know, go to it.
It actually makes me think of, dare I say, Produce 101 Chungha.
Oh, I'm not familiar. When I think about the fact that she was on the show and like started there, I'm like, that's crazy. Because I just thought she was just like always famous, you know, it girl of Korea sort of vibes. Like, it was just like, it's Chungha. I was like, I didn't know it was like Chungha just sort of came into existence after that show.
Yeah. Well, like, during her audition, you know, when they turn on the music and she has to like do the improv dance
okay.
to it. Like, I am getting that energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she really has built her Chungha brand just out of, Chungha, and like it's working, and like she can do what she wants, it seems like, it's like she's gonna do this eeny meeny vibe, she's doing it. She flips upside down and it does I'm ready. And she does it, like it works. So I always, when I see Chungha stuff, even though I'm not like actively following along with her things, I'm always just like, wow, okay, there she goes again.
Yeah.
What shall we talk about next?
Let's talk about the boys.
Okay. What did you think? Where do we want to start?
This is, we said that we talked about like most of these a little already in the current events episode, but actually, to any Meowers listening, we haven't really even said like anything about any of these songs to each other.
Oh, right.
Like,
yeah.
it's kind of like we're telling each other like our reactions for the first time. Like, I feel I haven't said anything about any of these to
Yeah,
you.
me either. And I wanted, like, I was going to, but then I was like, well, I know we're talking about them, and I know we don't have a lot of groups to go through for March. So if I start telling stuff about it right now to her, then I won't maybe feel like I want to explain as much during the actual podcast. So I didn't say anything. So yeah, I have no clue which ones of these you like and which ones you don't. I have an idea of how you'd feel about them, but I don't know. So yeah. What do you
So
think?
let's start with Hurt Me Less, because we talked about the film that came out before Nectar. It was not the whole length of the song though. So they did have their comeback with Fantasy Part 3, Love Letter. We did talk about Lip Gloss and Watch It in episodes before, so if you want to listen to those, you can go ahead and find the comeback episodes where we would have talked about those. But Hurt Me Less, I have heard the full song now, obviously, and I can say that I really like it because, like I said before, it does have more of like a rock or band sort of sound, and they actually did do one of those It's Alive performances with the live band, so it makes sense. And I just think it's so different for the boys, and I really like songs that have that sound and vibe to them, so it's great. And I think it also feels very fresh once again, so another good spring release. Like, it just fits seasonally, even though it's not like, I'm not saying, oh, it's like, a flowery spring song, but I just feel like it has the right energy for the season.
Okay. Yeah. I watched the band live, so I heard the full song and stuff. I don't know if maybe I actually just like it means a little more to me, like it's a little more relevant for me to listen to it if I'm also seeing the video, because like otherwise I'm just not like that interested in listening to it. But they do a great job. It is a quality song, but I feel like maybe the visuals that like give some more like, emotional like acting element to it makes it a little more interesting for me than just listening to the song. But they did do a very good job, and yeah, it's a good song.
The actual, like, that It's Alive video, I really enjoyed it because I enjoyed their energy. Even though they weren't dancing, it was one of the ones where they just stand and sing. But I thought they made it a really enjoyable experience, and they had never done one of those before. So I thought it was, good that they got to go on it for the first time, and they did a song that fits so well with a live band.
I thought as well, like pretty much right when it was starting and they started sort of moving, bopping, grooving, I was like, wow, they're standing here and they're just like have to vibe with the music, but they're doing a good job where it seems very natural. I feel like sometimes I see idols that they don't have choreography and they have to just stand there, and like some idols you're just kind of like you feel like they are doing that for the sake of like, this is what I'm supposed to do, like I gotta bop. Gotta bop. But like, yeah, the boys really did, it seemed natural, like it seemed like natural movement.
Yeah.
And that you know, stood out to me as well.
Yeah.
And that's cool too, how like they've never done one before, and then they did one with this song. Like they waited and they knew like this one would be fitting, like this type of music that we made would be fitting for this type of show, so we'll do it now, rather than just like doing it whenever.
So now I'm going to talk about Nectar. Okay. Nectar is so good.
I knew you'd think that.
It's so good. I love it. I love Nectar. Okay, let me get into it because it's really good. This is like, yes, they did this. This is my brand. They did this one for me. This is my favorite out of the fantasy trilogy. And it's you know, the overall feeling and the vibes of it are so good. My style for sure. I love how they do the Bloom Bloom choreography at the part where Younghoon is in the center, and the members said that it was their idea, and it just fits so well because the music even sounds the same at that part, and like I instantly recognized it as, you know, a Bloom Bloom enthusiast. So it has, oh yeah, it's good. I thought that I was gonna be bothered by the actual Nectar line, but I got over that. And you know, I really like it. The whole choreography this time is really good too. It's very different, and they're doing like some different things, but it doesn't look messy, and they're not really trying to shove a bunch of different elements together. There's not a bunch of, you know, backup dancers on stage. That really bothered me with Watch It because it was so crowded. But there's like a lot of motion happening and turns. It's very dynamic, but it's also like very peaceful and flowing. And I just think that Nectar fits the fantasy theme the most to me out of, you know, what I expected it to be when I heard they were going to be doing like a 3-part album called Fantasy. I expected a sort of magical, you know, fantasy element, and this actually has that essence to it, whereas the other ones didn't really have that for me. So yeah, I'll talk about the actual song a little more, but what do you think? Because I actually have no idea if you like that song or not.
Can I ask a question first? Because I am trying to think and I can't think of anything. So
sure, go ahead. I can't guarantee an answer, but you can ask.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like you would know. Have they ever had another song that is a title track that is this sort of like serious is a way to put it? Like, you know, Watch It, Lip Gloss, Thrill Ride, Giddy Up, you know, like they're all...
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Because that's what I was thinking just now. Like, but I was like, I don't know, is that true or not? So anyway, I mean, that's an interesting point just in and of itself, because it's like a switch up for them. But I honestly, at first, was kind of just like, oh, okay, like this is their song, like... And it definitely reminded, well, the song and the music video. The first thing I thought it reminded me of, IVE.
Oh,
and
really?
I was like, am I crazy for thinking that this is like IVE?
Yeah.
I was like, it's kind of like, it was kind of like Love Dive. And then like the music video vibes, it was giving me kind of like.
Oh, yeah, you're not crazy. I have,
Okay.
I didn't talk about the music video yet.
Oh, yeah. So like it was giving me vibes of IVE from the song, like Love Dive maybe, or like the music video, like their other like newer music videos. I was getting all, you know, IVE. I was.
Valid.
Okay, thanks. But then also I realized it was kind of like NCT Dream, like Broken Melodies, definitely. So I was like, okay, you know, there's that. And then I was kind of just like, I'm listening to it, you know, and I'm seeing the stage performance and all these things, and I'm just thinking like, you know, like what else is there for me to say about it? Like, I guess it's kind of, you know, it's got like sweet vocals, and then I was like, oh wait, sweet vocals, sweet like Nectar. Like, I didn't even realize, but like I get it. They like, it's a very sweet sounding song, and like it's supposed to be because of the Sweet Like Nectar. I was slow on the uptake with all this, okay? But now after hearing it like that many times, now when I hear it, I'm like, oh, so sweet like nectar, like it I vibe with it now. So is it like my favorite The Boyz song? No, but I definitely like, I'm here for it. Like it's got its vibe. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, like, because it's not like boppy or like something you're gonna jam out to, but it's
try me.
But it's definitely nice to listen to. The very, very sweet like nectar vocals.
Okay. Well, about those vocals, yeah, like you said, Broken Melodies. I love Broken Melodies by NCT Dream. And, the nectar parts, they sound like the parts in Broken Melodies. So, of course, this song is my style too. And I love the rise and fall at the pre-chorus. That's the part where they do the Bloom Bloom choreography. I think that Hyunjae and Younghoon do it once, and then I think also Q and Kevin do it at some point. I just think their voices fit it really well. And, I like how there's, like you said, sweet and like softness in their voices that's mixed with the parts like Eric or Haknyeon or even Songyeon's, like he's using like a bolder sort of tone, but I feel like it works well. And the only bad thing is there's this unbelievably sharp piercing noise that took me a couple of listens to realize is actually in the song. It really hurts my ears, especially if I'm wearing headphones, but I can notice it without headphones as well. And it's in the song, and it's like really, really, really sharp.
Oh my God.
And I really don't know why it's there.
I didn't notice it, but maybe if you point it out to me, I'm never going to stop noticing it, and I'm going to be like, oh God, the dog whistle.
Yeah, so hopefully it's not affecting anybody's enjoyment of the song too much. But yeah, the actual music video, love that too. Once we get past like, the creepy stuff at like the beginning, it seems so like so much
sweet, like nectar.
No, it seems so much like the Gen Z style videos.
Oh, right.
Like
okay.
It's just shot very well, and it looks high quality to me. And I think that
she says to the video that looks like it's on a camcorder.
Hey, it has its own vibe. I feel like you said, this is where IVE comes into play in the music video for me. I feel like it's like their either way video, especially, Juyeon's moments. I love his moments. They always give him such iconic parts honestly in everything. But like the Gen Z style videos that it reminds me of. So this makes me think of that, and it's just, very fun and happy, but then there's the dark stuff mixed in that makes you be like, whoa, like what's going on? But I really like it. And honestly, I'm gonna say it, this might be my favorite The Boyz music video, and it might be like, I don't know, this is like Bloom Bloom part 2. Like this is it's like skyrocketed its way to the top.
It's like Bloom Bloom without just the fun.
Yeah.
It's like Bloom Bloom with emotion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I understand you loving it that much. I was like, it definitely seems like she would. I like the music video as well. Like, I think it's very fitting. They did a good job. And I'll just say that my favorite part of the music video, I wouldn't always have a favorite part, but I just, after watching it, a couple of times, I was like, oh, I like that part. Like, that's my favorite part. So my favorite part is when some of the boys are all like standing in a line next to each other and they're painting and they say so sweet like nectar. I just think that part is really satisfying to look at. Like, it's just, I love the like angle and like the way that they say it and like their emotion. Like, it feels nice.
I feel like that's a very general audience friendly moment. Like, I feel like that's something that like the public would like, Okay. I don't know if that's like weird, but I am the public. I just feel like that's a moment that's like, oh yeah, how enjoyable. Look at this video of this K-pop group, and there's a moment like that in their music video.
She's saying I'm basic.
No. I just think it's good, you know. Actually, about the, you know, album, it was you know, disappointing. I get it because they've been doing so much stuff. They're busy. They've got stuff to do, and this is part 3, okay? So I get it, but I was a little disappointed once I, you know, heard Nectar and Hurt Me Less, and I was like, ooh, I'm really liking this one. And then there was only one other song on the album, and it was one that had been released already. So I had already heard it, and I'm like, oh, there's no other songs that I'm really gonna like.
It's like watching a video and seeing that there's still like 5 minutes left, but you realize those last 5 minutes is just the credits. And you're like, okay, good, there's still like 5 minutes left. And then you're like, oh, wait, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I'd like to say one final thing about this song, and it's about what I thought of when I saw a stage performance for the first time. I immediately was hit with this feeling. Oh my God. Oh, wow. What the heck? This is like BTS. This is like classic, like BTS. At first I thought it was like Run or I Need You. And I was like, yeah, maybe like I Need You or I'm Fine. But then I was like, but you know what? Also Spring Day. But like right when it starts and they're grouped together, like that intro just felt so like, you know, old-timey. We have to say old-timey at this point, but old-timey BTS, you know, stage performances with like those emotional, like grouped together sort of like posing intros. So I was like, you know, I know somebody that would really like this because of that as well.
Good energy.
Yeah.
I actually did remember, well, one, you just made me think, it reminds me of Sugar Rush Ride by T by T a little bit.
Okay.
Because, you know, they had like the nectar honey sort of thing going on in some of their stage outfits. They have only done 3 music.
I was looking for a new one today to refresh, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Did they ever promote this?
But, you know, so we haven't seen much of that, but like their styling is kind of like that too. But I wanted to mention that the K video that they did where they were outside singing. Did you see that?
I don't think so.
It's like I haven't seen anybody else do this content, so I don't know if the boys are the first people to like be on it, but they were just sitting outside singing Nectar, and I thought they did a good job. Okay. And, you know, anytime Juyeon wears yellow, it really just, you know, increases my life enjoyment. Like, okay. I just feel like that's just so right for him to be wearing yellow, and he was wearing yellow in that.
That must be his color, I guess.
Yeah, it's got to be his color.
Juyeon, wear more yellow, but don't overdo it. Don't make it, don't make it old.
Don't overdo it because you still look good in black turtlenecks.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, so now let's talk about a comeback from Kim Namjoo from Apink. She had a comeback after like about 3 years actually, with the title track Bad, and she released 2 other songs as well. So, do you want me to talk about it first, or do you want to talk about it?
I think I should just talk about it first.
Okay.
So, here's the thing. I don't think did I listen to the other songs and just forget? I don't remember. But the main song, I really just sort of saw the music video the one time, and then I think I maybe saw a stage performance of I saw a stage performance of it. So I haven't heard it very much, okay? I can't really say that much about it, because here's the thing. Initially, bam, right out of the gate, music video, no thank you. Trauma. Oh. Are you kidding me? They literally start with a pencil going straight for her eye, and I was not here for that. So, for, just that reason in and of itself, I was kind of like, you know what? I don't really know if I want to watch this that many more times. But I just kind of had no clue that was her style at all. I was very surprised. I don't know much about her, but from Apink's vibes, you know, like I didn't think anyone really would have that style in the group. So I was definitely surprised. And I wasn't that much of a fan of it, but at the same time, it could have been way worse. Like I've seen people do that style and I like hate it. I didn't hate it. It was fine, but it was not my style. And the pencil to the eye was very uncomfortable. And she can just keep doing that, but I probably just won't watch anymore.
Okay. Well, I'll start with, you know, the unfortunate negatives about it, I guess, and say, yeah, like the music video it's okay. I don't really like the styling, and I don't really like the parts of the music video that are dark. But you know, the party kitchen balloon scenes are fun. But no chocolate syrup when they could have easily included some in the background. Like, come on. But I like the song. I think that it's better than Bird, which was her first solo. But you know, both of her solos showcase her vocals and her dance skills. So I think that's good. And I like how she is going out there on the stage and she is, you know, she's getting her moment and like she's being like, okay, I'm singing, and then she's being like, I'm dancing. But I feel like I don't want to say there's too many backup dancers, because I feel like it's, you know, an appropriate vibe to have that, you know, like a crowd around her.
Right.
But sometimes, like kind of near the end, it looked a little too busy for me. But that's just like a personal thing. Okay, the actual song, when it starts, I just want to say that it sounds like CLC's Summer Kiss. It's just got like the same like sound in there. But please don't get me wrong, because I like that song by CLC. So that's not a bad thing, I'm just saying. It also has a little bit of Sistar and like bestie energy.
No, that's what I thought, Sistar. And I don't even know Sistar very much, but from the recent pictures that kept showing up on my Instagram of Sistar promoting, and then of Kim Namjoo, I was like, I think she's doing that kind of vibe, isn't she?
Yeah, I get that vibe. I like the dance challenge that she did with Hyungjun from Gravity. You probably didn't see that.
I didn't.
But she like thanked him because he had already learned like the moves before doing the challenge with her. But like the moves are very smooth and satisfying, and I really like her attitude, especially like when she's dancing in that like short. And I like her other songs as well. They're a bit retro, but I still feel like when I'm listening to them that she's part of Apink. Like it's not so far removed that you forget she's a member, or at least not to me. And I think that Riding Out even has like sort of an Apink sound to it. So yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I thought she did a good job.
Because like it definitely seems very like, you know, she didn't go for something that was just like a pink vibe, right? Like she seems like she went for something she personally would like, but to see that it also, you know, still feels like a pink in some way is nice, that she like got a balance there.
Yeah. And it's nice to see that, you know, Apink is still active and they still have, you know, power, even though they're like a second gen group. So to still have people getting solos and promoting on music shows is good to see.
Yeah. And they're doing like trendy and like relevant sort of style of things too sometimes, you know, like when they had their duo and stuff, you know, it didn't feel like a second gen group. And this didn't either, even though I just said it had some Sistar vibes, you know, but like it doesn't seem like, oh, these people are back again. Like, when are they going to realize they're not famous anymore? Like, no, it still feels like current.
Yeah. Well, we don't really have anything else to say, right? About her comeback. So we're going to talk about NCT Dream now, who had a comeback on the 25th. with their 5th mini album, Dreamscape. And there are some, parentheses where maybe like an E would be.
Yeah.
So their title track is called Smoothie, and I will talk about it first.
Okay. I'm looking forward to hearing your opinion.
Okay. So, I don't like being that guy. But this is Hot Sauce 2.0. And I mean that in multiple ways. I will start by saying Hot Sauce took a long time to grow on me. As a Dreams in, too, okay? Let's make this clear. If you've heard us before or if you haven't heard us before, I am an NCT Dream fan.
She is. I will attest to that.
I think Smoothie still has room to grow on me because I'm not super excited by it like I was their last several title tracks. But I like it a lot more than I liked Hot Sauce at first.
Okay, that's a good start then.
I have to say that the teasers were more compelling than the actual music video.
That's valid.
Unfortunately.
Fair.
So I'm gonna be honest about my opinion here and talk about the music video and say I don't like the grainy filter that's over like the entire thing. I don't like how dark it is, and there's a lot of imagery that I really dislike. I just don't think it's a good looking music video, which honestly it can happen with NCT. There are a few NCT Dream music videos that I literally never watched just because I don't like them. I don't like looking at them. I don't think they enhance the song like Hot Sauce. And so, the music video, not for me. I really was intrigued by the teasers. We talked about them in the current events episode because most of them had been released. But, I can't say that I enjoyed the music video. I really do like the rap parts. They're very strong. They're very exciting. I like the energy that they're bringing a lot. And, I generally like the rap line. But I feel like there's not much going on for the vocal line because the rap parts are so standout. And, like, the music itself during the vocal parts is, like, almost non-existent at some parts. And also the little post-chorus part right after like the straw sipping sound, there's like literally almost no music there that I'm kind of like, is this part necessary? Will it become a vibe soon? I can't tell yet. It's still too new. But like Renjun's, strawberry, sweet cinnamon, and pop that corn lines, those will be iconic. I just know it. They say smoothie like one too many times, but it's like a bop. You can groove to it a bit, and I know it probably will grow on me because I probably will hear it so much like Hot Sauce. Like I just feel like it's gonna get the Hot Sauce print. Like I feel like this is the kind of sort of experimental sort of title track that you're either gonna like or dislike, and everybody's probably gonna really love it or something. I don't know yet, but I feel like it'll be catchy, and it's not horrible. I'm not like this is the worst thing they have ever released ever. I'm not saying that, but I just feel like it's a little lackluster compared to what the teasers had me expecting and compared to like their last billion releases.
Yes, so much of what you have said I need to like cross-reference or whatever. So yeah, we saw, well, I mean, I only saw one of them, but we saw those intro thingamabobbers, which I think I've seen more of those now because I saw them in the other song track listing things. They like played, pieces of them. But we saw those and then we were like, wow, so I wonder what it's going to be like. And then you did say, but the title track is called Smoothie, so we'll see, right?
Right.
It really did end up being a perfect blend of what we were seeing initially, but a title track called Smoothie. So yeah, it's like at the one hand it's like we weren't expecting that, but at the other hand it's like, well, we did know it was called Smoothie, so I guess we were expecting it a little bit. But yeah, the first thing that I have jotted down is Smoothie X Infinity. Because I really just, my initial thought was, why they saying smoothie so much? Like, really, it's excessive at this point. So yeah, I did definitely think that they were saying smoothie a lot. And I thought that the like fact that when they were saying smoothie, there was like no music. It's just like smoothie, 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 smoothie. And there's nothing. Like that sounds just like the song, right? Because there's no music. I was like, I didn't like it, right? I was like, okay, I don't like it. The last smoothie time, when they have like more going on, there's music and it's like more intense, like the time that Jano's doing it, that was the point where I was kind of like, oh, okay, I guess I can vibe with the smoothie part a little bit because it has that music. But the other times, I'm really just like, I don't mind the way that they're saying smoothie. It just feels like it's lacking to me. And full disclosure, if anyone's forgetting, this is coming from a non-Dream Zen. So this is coming from someone who's hard to please when it comes to NCT Dream. NCT Dream, best friend ever, bring it back. But in that way, like, it kind of was giving me, dare I say, baggy jeans vibes. Ooh. Like in my baggy jeans. Okay. Like, it's kind of just like smoothie. So I thought that a little bit. Yeah, and then you talked about the imagery, and you're like saying there's some imagery you don't like, and I'm thinking, like, when I usually say there's imagery I don't like, it's like someone getting stabbed in the thigh or something. But this is literally like Jano using a strawberry as a punching bag. So it was yeah, when they got to the Fruit Ninja part is when I kind of was like, okay, wow, we're really just doing Fruit Ninja now. It was yeah, so I don't like the music video. And at the time of just hearing the song and seeing the music video, I was like, yeah, this is like a Hot Sauce 2.0, or this is kind of like baggy jeans. It's definitely not going to be for me. Like, they tried to bring like the ISTJ sort of styling back into it a little bit, and I'm like, that I would think would be helping me a little bit, but I was still not really feeling it. But then when I saw the Studio Choom, I realized after watching that, because at first I was kind of like, it didn't really, okay, it was the Studio Choom. Like, I didn't like see anything extra from it that was like, special that I didn't see in the music video or anything. Like, there was no other points for me to point out. But I realized actually hearing the song without the music video attached to it made it a lot better for me.
Me too.
Yeah. So the imagery of the music video, it makes it feel extra like cheesy. But if you don't have all of the fruits and stuff, I actually was like, okay, yeah, smoothie, I get it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not as bad as I initially was feeling. It's not like I was feeling like that it was bad, it just that it was like, hot sauce, kind of like this one's silly. Like, we're not really taking this seriously, right, guys?
Yeah.
But now I'm like, no, I guess I get it. It's listenable.
Yeah, like it's definitely a faster grower, but it's still like, initial time I listened, I saw the music video, so I was kind of taken aback. But every time I've listened to it after that, it's gotten better. I found more parts that I'm like, ooh, that'll probably be like iconic, catchy, stuff like that. But when we are recording this episode, there haven't even been any like music show stages. There'll probably have been a couple by the time this episode actually goes up, but we haven't had anything to even see other than the Studio Choom, which was released today. But I did enjoy that a lot more. And the song, just listening to it without any sort of visual, like, is fine too. But I thought that the styling was really good. Like, I liked the purple and green. I feel like that's not a common color combination for K-pop. And I thought it was different, and I thought they had some, interesting pieces in there. And I think their hair, like, is looking better than it had, like as far as the actual cuts. Like, I think it's, better. And I think that the choreography is, I don't have anything that's like, wow, that was really cool, but I'm not like, this is a mess either.
Right, yeah, like, I didn't, when seeing the choreography, like, I didn't, nothing stood out to me, really.
Yeah.
But I will say, you were talking about Renjun's parts, like with the cinnamon and all that stuff, that was too much for me, okay? When he's like raising the sniper rifle or like the gun or whatever, and he's saying that kind of stuff. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But also, you're talking about the styling and their hair and stuff. I will say there was someone's hair that I didn't really like. I won't say who. And then otherwise, I was just noticing the slightest bit of like, dare I say, like, it was getting too repetitive isn't necessarily the right word. Basically, you know how sometimes you'd be like, okay, we know that this person is going to be put in this type of jacket.
Right.
We know that this person is going to, like,
Yeah.
I feel like it was getting a little bit, like, stale in the sense that I'm like, okay, we see this person wearing this type, like, this style of clothing
Okay, yeah,
all
I agree.
the time.
Yeah.
So I would, like, wanted to maybe see them switch it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, how many jackets have they bought, like, some of those people in that, like just a different color every single time, you know? Like,
Okay, yeah, I definitely feel that with even like the hair. Yes, some people have had like the same hair for so long, and it's like it's not even like, you know, that's their natural hair and it's been that way. It's like they give them that hair so many times.
yeah.
But there is a part in the choreography that I like, and that's when Jano does like the hand, you know, the straw slurping thing or whatever. After that, there's something he does with his hand that's like really satisfying with the music. I keep saying hand choreography is satisfying, but I guess it is. But like paired with his haircut, I'm like, B-Box Jano is back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it seems like they have gone in clearly a darker direction. And they have, you know, they talked about having a more mature sound this comeback, and I feel like it's a sort of smoother sound this time for like the overall, right, for like the overall EP in general, like, you know, which sure, fine, but I feel like the title track did seem more like, you're saying baggy jeans. I feel like 127 or something. It seemed more of a different NCT unit song rather than a Dream song. And I feel like if they only had songs like this, I'm like, what is the difference between the NCT units?
Right.
So that's my thought on that. I do like the other songs on the album, though. I wish they were a bit longer, like usual.
Like, it's weird. They're so short.
Yeah, they're like always so short now. Like in K-pop, I'm saying. And I think I actually like all of the other songs more than Smoothie, if I'm being real. But like the intro song is cool. It's not like an intro. It's the first song, but it's so short. It's basically like an intro. But that's what we heard in the teasers, right?
I don't remember.
I think that they were playing that song in the teasers. So it's cool.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, and Breathing is very pretty. It has On the Way and Rainbow vibes, and I love those songs. So I like when they have the more like sentimental Dream songs, and definitely a different sound and style, you know, but like at the same time it's kind of not, because like Smoothie, I said, reminds me of Hot Sauce, and I feel like the Reload EP that Raiden was on has similar vibes to this one. So it's not like I'm super shocked or like confused by it or anything. But I didn't expect it now. So what did you think?
Well, this might be completely inaccurate, but I've just thought maybe I would share this thought as well, because you kind of were bringing up the length of the songs and stuff. It either could be completely inaccurate, or it could be, oh yeah, obviously that's what's going on, and like you're not coming to some great realization or anything. But when I saw the length of the songs on the albums, and then you go to listen to it, and it has like the, you know, credits in the bottom corner, I was noticing that for all those short ones, it said Korean lyrics by. And I was like, why is it saying Korean lyrics by? Is that because it was a song that was originally an English song and they, you know, translated it to Korean? And like, I guess that would make sense if they're shorter in length, because, you know, a lot of the times like English songs tend to be shorter, at least in this day and age. And then the ones at the end, the last two that were more of a normal length, both had like a lot of the NCT Dream members for the lyrics. So it's like, okay, so they made these songs so they're normal length. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I was thinking. And I think my favorite probably would be Breathing, which I know is shocking.
Really?
I know. But it sounds like more like a real song. Like it was something that I cared about listening to. Like it was like, okay, I'll actually listen to this one. The other ones, I wasn't, I was losing interest in listening to them, you know? Which I know sounds harsh, but it happens sometimes. When it's not your genre, you know, that happens sometimes. I did like how they put those visual elements of the like intro or teaser things like looping for them. I thought that was interesting. Like when you go to the releases tab and you click on that thing, instead of it just being like a picture, like a static picture for the album art, they like put a visual element, which helped me to stay engaged. But I don't know, I didn't really care about the songs that much. And Box was giving me like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, sort of like that era vibes sound wise.
Yeah, I thought it had a bit of like that era of a sound to it.
Yeah, so honestly, like nothing was bad, but I just wasn't really invested.
Okay, I think that's fair.
But I think Breathing was nice. But I've only heard it once.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, I'm not glad to hear you've only heard it once. I mean, it just came out, so that's fair. But yeah, I can't believe that you like it. It's a good song. I actually would like to talk about, before we move on to our last comeback, about a video that they released today on the NCT Dream channel, and it's about the couple song meeting. And so like the promoted B-side, basically they're calling the couple song for the title track.
Oh, okay.
So I would like to say I really honestly earned even more respect for Mark after that. You know, like sometimes he just like he does extra iconic stuff and I'm like, yes, Mark.
Okay, what do you do?
So I feel like it wasn't like one specific thing, but the way he was talking in that meeting, like I think he really knows what he's talking about, and I feel like he has the right mindset for NCT Dream. Like,
that's good.
Yeah, he knew what he wanted to present, and he was very like steadfast in his choice. Like he was unwavering in wanting to promote Unknown as the couple song, because he was saying that it's going to show the Dream vibe that everyone knows and loves. And he also said that Smoothie doesn't even have that much of a Dream vibe, which I agree with. Yeah. And he said he sometimes wishes that Dream could be known for their great songs rather than their performances, which I feel like is so like, you don't hear people saying that, especially these days. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm sure he thinks it's important to have both, but it's like he wants the music to be good too, and he wants people to know that it's like, okay, well, we do more than Smoothie, you know. Right. So they were all kind of talking about it and bouncing back and forth, and I thought it was a really interesting video in general. It was only like 11 minutes or something, but you know, some people were really pushing for one song. They were considering Box, they were considering Carrot Cake. Like Chunla really wanted Breathing because he really loves songs like Rainbow and like that.
I always think, does he care about performing or dancing, or does he just care about singing?
Yeah, like they were trying to decide like, should this even have choreography? Like, what do we want to show? So I thought it was interesting to hear them trying to decide that and talk about why they liked like the idea of promoting one song over another song. But Mark was just so like, he knew right away that he wanted to do Unknown, and he stuck with that the whole time and tried to explain himself. And yeah, I'll be really curious to see what song they actually decide on when they start promoting.
Oh wow, so you don't even know yet? I
don't even know.
That's crazy. One, thank God they brought Mark back. But two, also like I feel like that's cool, because like not only is he the leader, like he is the leader, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like not only is he the leader, but also he is like across both groups, or like all the groups, kind of, you know? So for him to be able to say like, no, I know NCT 127 and like I know Dream, and this doesn't even feel that much like a Dream vibe thing to me. And like, if I'm going to be part of both of these things, they should feel like I should be able to distinctly tell the difference. Like, let's not let them blend together.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's a good idea. Good idea, Mark.
Good idea, Mark.
So then, are we ready to move on to our last comeback for March?
Yes, that would be Ampersand-One's comeback, who has the title track Broken Heart and 2 other songs.
Yes. So are you going to start or am I going to start? This is the freshest one, you know, hot off the press. We've just dove into it. We haven't talked about it at all. Who's going to start?
I guess I'll start.
Okay.
I will say, I really do like it. I like the comeback from them. I think it's very catchy, and the bop factor that's in On and On is still there, but they went for a darker concept, but it's neon and boppy, which is a good way to do the concept that they're doing. I think the music video is very nice looking. It reminds me of Glitch Mode and also Breaking Dawn by The Boys. And I actually thought of The Boys when I saw their concept photos, because stylistically it looked like the way some material for The Boys has looked, like the fonts and everything and the editing. I just feel like it looked sort of similar. So I was already getting some The Boys energy. I also, seeing the music video, get some N-hyphen energy once it turns to the, you know, the non-neon parts, like the parts when they're outside. It kind of looks like whatever their newest one is. I forget the
Sweet Venom?
Yeah,
Is
Sweet
that the
Venom.
Okay.
It reminds me of that, but like, yeah, it reminds me of that.
Okay.
And so I really like the choreography for this song as well. They have a studio tune, and I think it just looks so cool. You know, I wasn't back at Boys Planet. I wasn't expecting, when, you know, we knew that the people who were on Boys Planet and are under FNC are going to be debuting as Ampersand-One. I wasn't like, oh, this is going to be so good. They're going to have such bops. Like, I wasn't expecting that. You can go ahead and listen to our episode that we did when we were catching up with the Boys Planet contestants to hear about, you know, our initial Ampersand-One debut thoughts. But, you know, I like it. And I think that the choreography is like very robotic, but not in a bad way. It almost looks like they're AI or something. Like, it's really interesting to watch the way that they're moving. And I think it works great for the song and the styling that they've gone for. Like, the Glitch Mode choreography has the same sort of effect when they do the buffering moves and stuff. Like, it almost looks like they're not really moving like that, but they are. And yeah, the fact that this is their first comeback, it's looking good. And I've got to shout out the Sheesh reference.
Okay, yeah. So much of what you said, I have got to agree with. I've got to say, like, I was jotting down those sorts of things as well. Honestly, before we were doing this episode, I was thinking these different things about these different songs, and I was wondering, I wonder how much of what I'm thinking other people will have thought as well. And it seems like a lot of the things that I'm thinking, like, they have been, you know, on par with some of your thoughts. Like, you were like, oh yeah, it reminded me of that as well. And so same with this one. You said Glitch Mode. I thought Glitch Mode as well, and I thought, yeah, it kind of has an NCT vibe to it. And I'm like, and does that make me a little bit hypocritical? Because I really like this song. Honestly, dare I say, I might love this song. Like, I really like it. From the first time that I heard it, I just was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is good. And then every time that I hear it after that, I'm like, yeah, like, this is really good, guys. Like, I really like this one. And you literally described it as like my brand. Like, you know, if The Boys Nectar was your brand. This one, you're like, it's so boppy, but it's the darker concept, but it's neon. And I'm like, she's calling me out. So I really like it. It's so catchy. I love the choreography as well. I love the dance move that they're doing when they first say broken, you know, that part.
Yeah.
Like, that part's so cool.
It's something different, and it's something that it's like, you might think that's a weird move, but no, it's not weird. It's just really cool.
Yeah, it works so nicely. I love it. And I love that there's still a funny, like, comedic element to the music video, because I remember when I saw On and On, I was like, wow, like, it's pretty funny, you know, like, they went with a comedy vibe. And like, yeah, if you guys hear us talk about in previous episodes when we first were talking about On and Sheesh, or even if you go back to us talking about Boys Planet, yeah, it was really like unexpected, you know. Like, during Boys Planet, I kind of was always like, not Camden, you know, like, I was kind of jokingly having him as a pick, you know. I was like, he's there, what's wrong with not Camden, you know, like, he could be in the group. And, you know, I wasn't even realizing, like, fully, like, I wasn't like, I am on board, right? And then Ampersand-One, you know, debuted, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, it's good, I like it. And Sheesh, I was like, oh yeah, they did a good job with that one too. But then even after that episode, like, those two songs have grown so much more. Like, I love those songs. I love Sheesh. Oh my god, it's so good. Like, it's so slappy. And so yeah, then they have the Sheesh reference in this song. Like,
they knew
iconic.
what they were doing. Like,
yes.
they recognized the iconicness, and they made it more iconic by referencing the iconicness.
Yeah, it's so good. And so, I mean, yeah, I don't really have any bad things to say about it. Like, I liked it. Oh, okay, I'll say one bad thing. Because I was going to say I liked, like, every aspect of every part of it that I could talk about. I enjoyed in some way. But I will say the color in Not Camden's bangs for the studio choom, a little much for me. It's a little floofy.
It's
but,
like
I
Vic's
mean,
N. Or like V, you know.
Yes. But you know, that's just
like
a small,
iconic, you
small
know.
little personal preference there.
My small personal, like, beef is Kyrell, where are ya?
Oh yeah. Honestly, in the what was it? I think the showcase performance that I watched, like, and then he's like right at the beginning and or right at the end, and I'm like, okay, but why? Where was he for the rest of it? Because I actually kind of forgot that he was there.
Yeah.
And like Kyrell, he's our icon.
Yeah.
So yeah, though, that's all for Broken Heart. What about the other two songs? Do you have anything to say about those?
Oh yeah, I do. Crazy Stupid Fun, I didn't hear about, like, right until I was going to click on the album to listen to it. I, like, didn't even know how many other songs they were gonna have, or, you know, if they were even gonna have any other songs. So I wasn't expecting the title. And once I read the title and was about to click on it, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to expect from this. But I really like this one.
Yeah, no, me too.
Okay, like, really I feel like that might be controversial because it's like such like it has such a vibe.
Like, yeah, like a dance remix club music vibe.
Yes, like, it's so unexpected, and it's this like EDM party track, and it feels so 2012, but like, that's a good thing. Like, in terms of what they're bringing with this, it's reminding me of like DDR, or like other dance games, and I just feel like I haven't heard a K-pop song like this in a long time. Like, it's not a common sound that you hear in K-pop, even though it's so dance focused. This is like, you know, amped up to like the maximum, and I just think it's really fun, and I'd like to see them perform it.
Yeah, I think it would be good. Like, I think it's gonna be great for concerts.
Yeah.
I think it's like a good, like, even though it sounds all of those ways that you just described, it doesn't ever sound like too much, like too crazy. Like, the DJ was literally like, you know, doing his DJ thing and like,
Yeah.
you know, mixing up the song. Like it still sounds like music. But it is crazy stupid fun. Like it's just really good.
Yeah.
Like it's like, wow, that was such a fun song to listen to.
Yeah, I was really like when I heard it. Like I do like Broken Heart really good. Once I hear it more and they go on music show stages, I know I'm really gonna like it even more. But I do already like it a lot right now. But I heard this one and I'm like, this is really good too. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. And so then their third song, I'm like about to click on it, thinking like, oh, okay, so this one's probably a slow song, right? But it wasn't. That one is like got like, you know, boppy pace to it as well. It was probably my least favorite of the three, but still, it was like that one was good too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the heck is Ampersand-One doing out here?
Yeah.
Who gave them the right?
Yeah.
Like, I think Ampersand-One, like, clearly is my favorite out of the groups of Boys Planet members that I've seen so far. I said it. I never expected it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that this, like, you know, someday is a vibe. Like, we've heard this vibe a lot, but like, you know, it reminds me of Pentagon's song Sing a Song from their Love or Take album, which is a nice song. Once again, has spring vibes, like it's light and the whistles are good. I like that. But the lyrics are so funny. Like, I'm sorry, but they say someday when I find my girlfriend, and they say someday I could be your boyfriend, and it's like, it's just silly. Like, this is the sheesh print. But you know, the actual song is nice.
Yeah. Oh, I have one last thing that I wanted to say. I was going to call it the album art, but I don't actually. Then I like Googled the album because I thought, oh, would this be what that is? But I don't know what those
It might
things
just be the
called.
online digital cover or whatever.
Oh, okay. Is that what those are called?
Probably.
But yeah, the picture that they put for the songs, if you're just, you know, listening to the songs, I really like that too. Like, I love the color scheme. It's got like a comic book vibe art style, but the colors are so nice, and it's just really like, I feel like a lot of the times those pictures are like a very simple, just like you know, icon or something, or like a swath of color even, you know, and it's not like it doesn't have as much like of a art element to it. Like, it's not like a graphic tee, you know.
Yeah.
But this is like a graphic tee sort of level of like, you know, a picture. And I just liked looking at it.
Yeah, I think it's nice too. Well, I guess that's it then.
That's gonna have to be it. So, you know, we didn't have many to talk about today, but there was some juice.
Yeah, I guess we had a lot to say on the ones that we did talk about. So if you liked hearing our thoughts, you know what to do. Smash the like button if you're listening on YouTube. Subscribe to the BlushCat channel and turn on notifications. And you can go ahead and leave a comment and tell us what your favorite March Kpop comeback is. I don't know. Just tell us. And don't forget to follow us on Spotify and save every single one of our playlists to your library so that you can listen to K-pop all the time. And it's a specially curated playlist. In every single playlist, I curate it. I add all the songs for your easy listening, and they're quality playlists. Please listen to them.
If you have premium and therefore the ability to not have them shuffled, they also are specifically ordered for the flow to go nicely. It's not just a random order.
Right. Yeah. So do all that good stuff and join us again next episode. Thank you for listening. This has been Pylon
and me. Bye.
Meow 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 meow.